Don't be afraid to be alone. Don't be afraid of separation. As human beings, I know that being alone is one of the scariest things. Yes, we are all afraid of separation. And this is because we are social beings. We always want to be around people, or we always want people to be around us. It makes us feel good. It makes us feel loved. It makes us feel worthy. But I'm here to tell you that you should not be afraid of separation. In fact, that separation might be a blessing in disguise for you. A lot of times, people cling onto the wrong things, onto the wrong people, onto the wrong relationship, just because they are scared of being alone. I remember when I was single, before I eventually got married to my husband, the last relationship that I was in broke forcefully, as in I knew, and I still know, that it was God Himself that broke that relationship, because I knew that I was deceiving myself. I knew that I shouldn't get married to this person. He was a nice guy, yes, but I knew that it wasn't the one for me, because the relationship itself was full of so much ups and downs, and the red flags were there. But then, because I wasn't in my home country amongst my own people, I wanted to hold on to it at all costs. So God said, hey, you, I'm not going to allow you end up like this. So He broke that relationship by fire, by force. And I am always grateful to God for that. See, if God loves you, God is going to do some things that you may not like at the moment, but you will later realize it and be so grateful for it. This was my own case. I wanted to hold on to it by force because I was afraid of being alone. I was afraid of separation. So it was more like I was forcing it. What if I had forced it and God had just allowed me to fulfill my own desire? I'm very sure that I'll be suffering for it by now. So don't be afraid to let go. Don't be afraid to let go. I know that it is not easy. I know that it is tough. But it is better to go through the short-term pain now than to endure a long-term pain later in life. Normalize being alone and enjoying your own company. Don't force yourself to be amongst the wrong people. Don't force yourself to be in that relationship, even though you know that it is the wrong thing for you. Don't force yourself. Be alone. See, what I did when that my relationship eventually broke up was that I now got engrossed in my academic work. I wake up in the morning very early, catch the 7 a.m. bus to campus. I will not leave campus until 9 p.m. when the library closed. Then I'll go home, get home like around 9:30 to 10, eat, do whatever I want to do, go to bed. On weekends, I will go for evangelism. I was engrossed in my academic work. I was engrossed in my worship to God. I was engrossed in service to God, and I was so enjoying my life. I broke free from that mindset. I broke free from that bondage of wanting validation from other people at all costs. In fact, when my husband eventually came along the line, I wasn't even ready to go into another relationship because I was enjoying my time alone. Oh, it was such a beautiful time. I got closer to God, and oh, it was so lovely. I cannot even fully describe it. So when my husband came along, he met a wholesome person. He met somebody who was in a right state of mind. I wasn't desperate for anything. Stop being desperate. Stop being needy. People can sense it when you are desperate, and they are going to take advantage of you. A lot of people have ended up in the wrong marriage just because they were afraid to be alone. They were afraid of separation. And that guy that flashed them love, they just decided to go with the guy. See, separation is a good thing. Even Jesus, as the Bible tells us, would often separate himself and go into the wilderness to pray when you're alone. It gives you an opportunity to be able to think straight, to be able to think deeply, to be able to reflect on your choices and your decisions in life. See, you will think with a clear head. You will think without any encumbrances from anybody. You will think without any influence. Take yourself out, order that delicious meal. Go and watch a movie. But don't always be in the habit of wanting to cling to people at all costs. This may not be only related to romantic relationships. It could be friendship. Your friends are threatening you. Your friends don't want to be with you, but you are forcing yourself on them. They can sense it and they will take advantage of you. Any little thing they do, they will be like, oh, we're going to unfriend you and things like that. And then your mental health is not stable. You feel unloved. You feel unworthy just because people do not accept you. You need to change this mindset. Separation is not a bad thing after all. And being alone does not mean loneliness. You should normalize being alone without feeling lonely. Yes, to be alone is different from to be lonely. You can be alone without feeling depressed. You can be alone without missing anybody. You can be alone without feeling unloved and unworthy. You can be alone and enjoy your time alone. Enjoy some good moments with yourself. Enjoy some good moments with your God. In fact, there are times that you have to intentionally separate yourself from some people. Separate yourself from that relationship that is getting you nowhere, that is taking a toll on your mental health. We live in a world where social media does not even make this easy. Every time we see highlights of friends, hanging out, partying, or we see people with their loved ones, their husbands, their boyfriends, we see all of these things. And if you're not in a relationship yet, for example, you are now eager to always want to get into one. But if you are desperate, if you don't take your time, you will end up in the wrong relationship that will make your life a living hell. So don't be pressured by what you see online. Some of them are not even real. Some people show us things that are not true representations of what they are in real life. You cannot live your life by social media standard. Some of your best ideas, some of your best plans, your most fantastic growth will happen when you are alone and you enjoy being alone. Stop seeking people's validation. Always want to fit in. Some of the best times that I've had in my life were times that I was alone with my own thoughts, alone with my God. If you're alone, you'll be able to plan such that when anybody now comes into your life, they can see that you're a wholesome person. They can see that you're not carrying any baggage. You are okay. You are fine. People like it when you are not desperate. Even you don't like a desperado near you. You don't like somebody that appears too needy or always wants to fit in. You don't like it. It's the same thing with other people. So don't be scared to be alone. Don't be afraid of separation. You're going to be fine. You're going to be perfectly fine. And you're going to start enjoying it. You don't always have to wait until somebody takes you out or shows you love. Show yourself love. Every good thing that you want in life starts with your self-love, your self-worth. Right. I hope you got the message. It's not a bad thing to be alone. Separation is not a curse. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Please don't forget to like this video, share your comments with me, and please subscribe to this channel in case you're yet to subscribe. I remain Olaide Agbaji, also known as First Lady, and on this channel, I inspire you to live intentionally. I'll come your way again by God's grace. Until then, be intentional. Bye.